welcome back. Hi, everybody. It's me, Ethan. It's just me this week. Gunner is doing fatherly duties, and he's spending time with Marcus because it's almost Christmas, and I think he said he might not see him until Christmas. So I had to give him a pass, and he said, "Hey, Ethan, just do a chat with you. Just do it without me." And I said, "Well, okay." So we're here, and it's just me, and I'm going to talk about a few things. I already did one of these. It feels like every time I do a chat with Ethan, I'll do an entire episode where I just ramble, and then the next time I film it, I'll be able to just condense it all. That one was about 30 minutes, so hopefully this one is a little quicker. Get you in, get you out. It'll be fine. So first thing on my docket, I went and saw Spider-Man. Y'all know, if you've been watching the past couple of weeks, I am so excited about this movie. And if you've also watched, I'll just say this. I'm happy. I'm happy with everything I saw. Every minute of the movie was pretty freaking good. I got through my popcorn and I was like, I kind of want to go get my free refill, but at the same time, it's hard to do that when you're watching a good movie, right? So it was a packed theater, and probably me and Gunner will talk about it a little bit more when he gets back next week, but it was a packed theater. It was great. Everyone was cheering. It was like watching a Marvel movie in the theaters again. And I saw Shang-Chi, I saw Eternals, and it just wasn't the same vibe, you know? And Spider-Man is definitely one of those superheroes that just draws crowds anyway. So I was really happy with what I saw. The entire movie was good, and I enjoyed everything I saw. No spoilers, though. We'll save that. I will end up doing a Spider-Man review for Chat with Gunner here, probably by myself. Gunner talking to him about it today, he was like, he's excited to see it with Marcus, but he's not that excited, let's be honest here. Not as excited as I was. So look out for that probably over the weekend. I am going to do what a lot of people have said and just kind of wait probably a week. If you're going to see it, you'll probably see it within the next 7 days. And if you haven't seen it within the first 7 days, well, just don't watch the video. It was good though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being around people again. And I think that was magical. If you like Spider-Man movies, go see it. If you like Marvel movies, definitely go see it. If you like Doctor Strange movies, you'll want to see it. He's prominent in it, more so than I thought. I thought it was going to be, oh, I'm here. Oh, go do the thing. I'm not going to be here again, which is fine. But all that being said, that's really all I had to talk about. But I did talk about, in the last time I filmed this, a few other things. And I think what I want to do is, because Gunner said last week, and we'll probably do it still, next week is a Christmas episode. Talk about every and anything Christmas, have a good time. And then the week after that, I think the 31st, we'll talk about, let's do our 2021 in review, and then our look forward to 2022, or 2021 in review, 2022 and looking forward. However, I just want to say that I put goals for myself in 2021, and we'll probably talk about this again, a couple weeks from now, but I set a goal for myself, and I just want to come out and say I failed. I wasn't motivated for the goal that I set for myself. If you didn't see it, one of the past episodes, I think it was the one we mentioned last week, with about goals. And I said to myself, I want to be, by my birthday in August, I wanted to be 100 pounds lighter. Well, it is 4 months later, and I am 3 pounds down. I weighed myself the other day, and Yeah, no, I didn't do it. And I know the reason, and I was gonna talk about that. The reason is I just wasn't motivated. I didn't have any motivation. And when I really, really think about it, even 10 months ago, 6 months ago, I was just not in a good space. I thought I was. I thought I was in a good place, and that's why I set that goal for myself. But looking back, I mean, even now, I wasn't in the right headspace to put a goal like that on my shoulders and expect myself to be able to do it. Um, I think a lot of people set weight loss goals and exercise goals and workout goals, and they hit them, but it isn't until they actually realize you're only you're spinning your wheels right now. You're not actually doing it, um, nor do you necessarily want to do it until something clicks, and they're like, okay, I've hit the ground running. I'm already doing it. Um, and that is what this last week has been for me because last week me and Gunner have had our conversation on camera, and we had the conversation about kind of a therapy session for Gunner from Gunner to me about what am I listening to, what am I filling my brain with every day, every week, and it was a lot of news and focusing heavily on news and just keeping up to date with everything happening. And I think that although that is good for me because that's what I like to hear, that's what I like to listen to, I have pulled back a little bit. I haven't, if a video comes out, I'm not listening to it immediately. I'm not like, oh, when did Tim Pool post his new video? I'm not doing that. And my car rides or my drives to work every morning isn't filled with, sticks talking about the news. I've pivoted a little bit in my watching my watch history. It's still a lot of the same stuff. I'm still listening to basically everything I've listened to past couple months, but I've given myself the goal of listening to a little bit more. I've made the conscious effort to listen to different stuff, and one of those things is workout videos. But they're not just workout videos. They're that wouldn't necessarily work for me because if I'm going to watch a workout video, it's probably going to be when I'm working out and when I want to do the things that they're doing. However, what I've actually been listening to is videos about working out, videos about eating healthy, videos about cooking right. Um, Even though I know how to cook right, I'm still listening to, well, instead of using vegetable oil or canola oil, use olive oil. And if you're going to use it, don't use as much. And as far as workout videos, what is it? What for me, what I find fascinating and what I've been listening to is I lift this water bottle and I'm doing, these workout with a water bottle. Not really. But if I'm lifting something, say my dumbbell at home, because I only have one. I only have one because I haven't been able to find one that looks like it in the same weight. And it would really, really bother me if I bought another dumbbell that didn't match. It's so stupid, but that's my brain. But I've been listening to these videos about like what a certain workout does for your body. How does exercise work? How does lifting work? How does running work? As in terms of losing weight and how your body reacts to certain things. When you go on a fast, what is your body doing specifically? Everyone knows, like, oh, there's a phase where your body's still working on the food that it's digesting, and then you go into a period of nothing, and then you finally hit like the fasting, right? The fasting phase where your body's breaking down old stuff. And I don't care about that. I want to know if I work out, what do I need to do with my body to make it optimize that workout, right? And what do I need to eat to optimize all of those push-ups and sit-ups and crunches and jumping jacks and wall sits and planks. What do I need to do to optimize all of that stuff so that my body is actually doing what I want it to do? And that's what I've come to realize is I don't need to be the skinniest guy ever. I don't need to be the bulkiest guy ever. I don't need to have big muscles. I just want to know that my body is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing optimally. There's a certain part of my OCD brain that is like, that's good. there's a part of my brain that's just like, if it's doing it right, we know what's happening. And that's what I like. That's what I want is if I do all of these things, my body will work correctly. It won't break down on me too early, and I'll be in a good spot. Filling my brain with those videos though, listening to all those videos, even this past week, I think has put it has helped me put my nose to the grindstone because over the past week, I've done multiple things that I thought, well, I could have just done that, right? And then come to find out 5 months later, I haven't done any of those things because I just didn't think to do it. I was listening to Tim Pool too much, and I wasn't listening to a guy tell me, well, if you lift the dumbbell like this, it'll help your bones and your muscles. I don't know. That's not what they sound like. I'm already rambling, and I'm only 11 minutes in. But for instance, this week, as I've been listening to these videos and just being in a better mindset, I went out and bought groceries for the first time in a long time. At least since before COVID. I've obviously went out and bought I grab a pizza from Walmart and pop it in the oven, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't really buy groceries, at least not in a way that's sustainable week in, week out. I bought a bunch of chicken, I bought a bunch of turkey, I bought a 60 crate. I bought a crate of eggs. And I bought some other things and when I got to the register, I was like, man, this is going to be way too much. I probably don't even have money for this. And I scanned everything and realized, wow, that was actually pretty cheap. Ground turkey, chicken, eggs, orange juice, a little yogurt, a little bit of fruit, make some smoothies. I bought all that stuff and I realized, oh, wow, you've been doing this all wrong because that was basically 3 days at Taco Bell and this will last you at least a week. And I didn't necessarily start meal prepping this week, but I made food for myself that I was like, damn, this is healthy. I actually was able to sit down at my table with a bowl and just sat on, read the news in the morning, and ate and was like, I did good. This is not bad for me. And I think what's key to all of this, what I'm trying to get at is I think I'm more present now than I was. Even the first chat with Ethan when I was talking about my depression and my mental issues, not that I have a lot of them, not that I have even severe ones. I'm probably the most average guy at this point, as far as mental health. But, mentally, emotionally, I just wasn't present. I was still just gliding through life. And I didn't, looking back, I hate that. And in the moment back then, I was like, something's off still. Even though I felt like I'm happy, I'm having fun with friends, I'm doing things, and I'm happy, right? Looking back, I wasn't. I mean, I was, but I wasn't present for it. Even the vacation I took this year, right? I went to Destin with Sting and the group of friends there, and here at the studio, I guess. And I mean, I was there, but I wasn't enjoying it like I could have. I wasn't savoring it. How about that? That's probably a better way. Because I mean, that was the first vacation I've taken in years. And looking back, I remember being there, but I don't remember specific things that I should have, the feeling of sand between my toes. I remember that, sure. But like, there are things that I feel like, man, Ethan, you should be able to remember that clearly. It wasn't that long ago. And I just can't. And that sucks because I feel like I didn't get to actually enjoy my vacation. All that money I spent, I didn't actually enjoy. But, it I think what is helping me is realizing that. Um, and maybe, if you're listening to this and maybe you come to the realization that, yeah, I'm good, but I'm not doing well. I'm okay. I'm not good. There's a difference. And being able to be present again in my life is something that I hope to be able to continue because, I for the past year, 2 years, however long it has been, I would stay up late because I was trying to fill my time with playing video games. And I still play video games this week, but I didn't enjoy it like I used to, like when I was in high school of, coming home and not having any responsibilities, not having anything to do because, I did my homework on the bus because I was just trying to get it done. I was a straight A student, but I would didn't have any responsibilities. And now that I do, I just kind of get up, go to work, come to the studio, do a podcast, go home, play video games, go to bed, repeat. But instead, now I feel like I'm able to do all of those things with a little pep in my step, For instance, starting off this week, Friday, no, Saturday. Saturday morning, I was like, okay, I need to change. I need to do something different because I was already listening to those videos. I was already getting that right headspace and mindset. I was like, okay, Ethan, I need you to wake up in the morning. Saturday was really bad because I woke up at like 8 o'clock. I was like, oh yeah, I've got some time, and I just hit snooze, and I just didn't care. I didn't have to go to work until 3. Guess what time I woke up? Really, the time I got out of bed, 2 o'clock. I woke up without an alarm at 8. I could have been up. I could have done anything, but I just sort of went back to sleep, and I slept another 5-6 hours, and it made me feel terrible because I was just like, wow, you really could have done something that day. And so Saturday night, I was like, okay, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna make a change. So I set an alarm, and I didn't set it for my usual 7 o'clock because 7 o'clock is what I've been aiming for. I never woke up for 7 o'clock. I set it for 6. And by the time I got home for after work, because I did work late Saturday night, by the time I got home, it was 10 o'clock. And I did the math in my head, and I have my phone to tell me, oh well, if you want to wake up at 6 o'clock, you'll have to go to bed at 10. So I was like, shit. So I quickly, brushed my teeth, washed my face, got into bed, and I went to sleep as early as possible. And man, when I tell you that going to bed at 10 o'clock felt great, which is so stupid, it felt great. I actually did get plenty of fucking sleep, and I didn't necessarily expect myself to. Because I've sort of worked on the assumption that my body does not have a good sleep cycle. I do not sleep very well when I have full 8 hours. That's impossible. No, it's because I would wake up at 7 and then try and sleep another hour, and it wouldn't work. But instead, Sunday rolled around. I was still tired. I was waking up from sleep at 6 o'clock, but I looked at my phone, and I remember hovering my thumb over the snooze button. And I said to myself, no, we can get up. So I got up, went to use the restroom, and I remember looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, you want to go to sleep. I know you do. But don't. Just don't. Just don't do it. Do something else. So I went downstairs. This was before I bought groceries, but I went downstairs and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Sunday, I had to work at 10 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, before getting ready for work, from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I basically flipped my entire downstairs. I cleaned, I moved furniture around. It's now in a totally different space than it was. Gave myself plenty of space to work out in because I don't really spend a lot of time downstairs. My TV isn't down there, so I don't really stay down there. Gave myself a little area to sit down, eat when I eat. Don't just take it upstairs to sit down and watch TV. Be present when you eat. Um, and I was very surprised with myself. I was very glad that I got up that early. And I was just like, we're gonna do something. I did something. And over the past couple of days, I have had a couple days off, more than I usually do. And even then, I would wake up. I would wake up at 6 o'clock without an alarm. Even I would wake up a little bit before my alarm, and my alarm would go off, and I would be like, well, I don't need to be up. I don't need to do anything. And I would try and go back to sleep. And 7 o'clock would roll around, and my body would be like, okay, time to get up. And I'd be like, well, I don't really need to get up. And I will say, over the past couple of days, I haven't stayed in bed. My body has not been in bed after 8 o'clock, which is nice. It's very, very nice because I don't know what it is, but my body is already in that mode of just like, don't do it. Just don't do it. And my mindset is in a totally different place. And that kind of leads me to my next point. Working out. I'm actually doing it. The dumbbell is sitting right next to my couch. It's just on the floor, right in front of where I sit. When I watch TV, my in my game room, my spare bedroom. I just sit down, I go to play a video game, but I'll be like, well, I could watch something tonight. And while I'm watching something, I'll just pick up the dumbbell. I'll just start doing exercise, and I'll count them slowly in my head. I did last night. I did. I don't even know what you would call it. I don't know the names of these workouts, guys. I'm just picking up heavy stuff and putting it back down. But I picked up the dumbbell, and I just went from kind of up not moving position, and I just kind of crunched it up, turned it, and put it up all straight up above my head, brought it down, back down. And I just did that a bunch. My arms still kind of hurt, but I just did that passively, just like I'm watching TV. I'm not even paying attention to do what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it passively until failure. And I think that actually really helped. Not that I shouldn't count. I'm probably doing this all wrong. Gunner is probably going to watch this and going to send me a text to be like, Ethan, what the hell are you doing? You're doing it all wrong. But just doing it like that, I can feel like I'll definitely count at some point, guys. Don't worry. But if I can do stuff like that, just do it passively. Not think about it. Don't gripe about it in your own head. Don't make a reason not to do it. Just fucking do it, and I just fucking did it. And my arms hurt. I went to failure on everything I did. I did direct out in front of me and to the side, just holding a dumbbell and just letting my. It's really freaking out. The camera is, but I would just hold the dumbbell out, and I would just let it slowly fall. Because I couldn't hold it up any longer, and it feels like I did for a long time, but who knows? I haven't didn't check, which is probably where I'm failing actually. But I did it for both arms, and then I haven't done any leg workouts because I'm sitting on my ass. But I think maybe tonight when I sit down and to do something, I'll just be like, let's not sit on the couch. Let's sit on the ground and like do leg raises or some dumb stuff. And that is what I've basically done working out wise. And what I've been really honed in on as far as listening to is calisthenics and body weight workouts, because I have a one dumbbell and a yoga mat. I don't have a pull-up bar or like a bar to do leg raise, I don't have any equipment. I don't have stuff to do that with. And I mean, sure, I could probably just pick up a bag of rice or something, but I don't have real equipment to work with. So if I can do calisthenics and I can do body weight workouts, that means I can, while this video is uploading or I'm editing it, I can be doing random stuff just because I'm able to do it wherever I'm at. I don't have the reason, I don't have the excuse to not do it, right? So I think that's key. And something I said in the last time I filmed this is, if I can just do stuff and have it compound and compound and compound, and I'm doing a little bit of this and then I do a little bit of that and I do a little bit more this week and I do a little bit more, everything will compound and eventually I'll be in a good spot. And that's why, even though I failed my goal this year, I'm not going to set a goal as far as time frame, because I think that's where my body, or not my body, my brain just kind of procrastinates too much. If I give myself, I'll do it. If I do it by 25, I'll have done it. That just gives me the reason to be like, oh, well, I don't need to start it this week. I can start it next week. And I just keep doing that until I have no time left. And I don't want to do that this time. I don't want to give myself an excuse to not just start doing it. And I think if I give myself a time limit to do something, I'll just never do it. But I can still give myself the goal. And that's why probably next week, because I want to post it either on Christmas or by Christmas. And Gunner might help me with the video. I want to shoot a video, and maybe we'll post it on Chat with Gunner. Maybe we'll just post it unlisted so that I have it for myself and it's up somewhere and it's uploaded in the cloud, whatever. But I want to film a video, and I want it to be the most cliche, by the book transformation video. And it's just gonna be me probably on the white screen or in Studio A somewhere, and just, take off my shirt, show my body, just lay it out all on the table and just be like, this is where I'm at. We'll see where I go. Because Gunner had a very good point last week. This channel is definitely a time capsule. We get to come in here and talk for 2 hours, maybe less, maybe more, every week, and just record it and put it up on the internet. It doesn't really matter if anybody watches. That's not what it's about. It's more about having all those, having a snapshot every week of what we were thinking, what we wanted to say, what we're talking about, what was in the news. We get to talk about that stuff and sit down and talk about it in that day. But a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I get to look back at all of these Chat with Ethans and these Chat with Gunners and get to be like, oh wow, I actually changed, and that's good. And that's why, well, maybe we'll shoot a video of goals. Maybe that's what we'll do before on the 31st. Is, all right, this is where you're at. The goal is just to lose weight, but I do want to be at 175 again. I do want to be in a lean body. But who knows how long that will take? And I don't know how long that'll take. Nobody knows my body better than me, and I barely know it at all. So who knows if my body's going to plateau at 200 again and not be able to break through that until I change something, and maybe that takes a while. So I don't want to put a time limit on it. Even though I've always said, by 25 I want to be in a better spot than when I was 20. And I mean, I think that's still my goal. Is 25 is a soft goal of like, well, just be in a good spot, just be happy by 25, and who knows, maybe I won't be. And I think what's going to be key is I'm okay with that. I've accepted that. I haven't accepted this, but I have accepted, like, this is where you're at. You can't keep beating yourself up about it. You can't keep fighting it. Don't be hard on yourself and wallow in self-pity. I don't want to keep doing that. I think I said that last time I talked about it. Was, I keep giving myself this and that's not an excuse, but this out of, oh, you've let yourself go, blah 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 blah, and then I never talk about what am I going to do to fix that. And I think this week has been a good week of slowly inching my way towards, a better life. And that's why I'm not going to put a time limit on it. I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but it's going to happen. And hopefully, if you're listening to this, you'll be along for the ride. Keep an eye out for that transformation video, because we'll be my goal is in the next couple of weeks is to film that video just from the perspective of, this is who I am now. This is who I am in 2021 at 24. And then, someday I'll be able to send it to whoever and be like, this is what I was. This is who I was. Look at me now. Look at me then. Compare. Realize it took me that long to get to where I am in the future from here. I don't know. I'm rambling. I got to get out of here, guys. I still got to edit this video, even though it's not going to be too much editing. Go to YouTube if you're on it. If you're watching this, you are. Hit like, hit subscribe. We're closer to our goals than we thought. We definitely broke through our goals this year, and we're all really happy about that. But every like, every subscriber, it's all better. So hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you know when we're gonna post again. If we post the Spider-Man video about, well, hey, Ethan did a review of Spider-Man. You can watch that. When we do our Christmas episode next week, you'll get notification. Who doesn't love notifications? That was sarcasm. That was a joke. Go to Spotify. Follow the show on Spotify. I am, by the end of the year, going to update, hopefully, the entire catalog so that we'll have everything from episode 1 to episode whatever it's going to be. It'll be on Buzzsprout. It'll be on Spotify. It'll also be on Apple Podcast. If you have an iPhone, go do it. It's actually really easy. Just do it. I think we're on Facebook. If not, me and Gunner are gonna have to talk about that. Maybe that's something we'll start doing in 2022. We'll just keep posting there. If we haven't, and if we have, good. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have, if you haven't, you're not listening to this, so you don't matter. Anyway, next week, again, like I said, probably be a Christmas episode with Gunner, and yeah, I'll see you then. All right, bye.